Good morning, everyone. Thursday already. Your task today for reading is the warm-up to write a statement about the cockroaches text that I've included. Write your statement about what you think the author's purpose is for this piece of text about cockroaches. So remember, it's either to persuade someone, change their mind, inform them, so teach them, or entertain them, so just purely for pleasure and fun. So that's the first part, your warm-up. Read the text about cockroaches and write a statement about the author's purpose. The next thing I'd like you to do is we're going to try and write some questions or ask some questions about the piece of work you've been reading this week about the Great Wall of China. We're talking about open-ended questions. Sometimes we call them fat questions, wide questions, thick questions, deep questions. These are questions that don't have a yes or no answer. You can't just answer them simply with one thing. These are questions that have many answers to them. They're meant to make us think about things, have an opinion about things. You know, for example, do you think they should have built the Great Wall of China? There's a lot of answers to that because everybody's got a different opinion about it. That's a basic question, and I would hope that you wouldn't use that question as one of yours. So whilst you're reading and thinking about things, you know, there must be some questions that come out for you that we could discuss if we were all together in a group about the way they built it, the things that happened, why they built it, about the future, about the past, about the what-ifs, those sorts of questions. I've given you a few documents to help you with this one. This is probably one of the hardest things to do, I think, is ask a question, because lots of people get confused with what a closed question is. That's one that there's only one answer to. And, you know, sometimes they things like, you think this is a good question, say, how did the boy feel when his pet died? But actually, no matter how you say it, you can say it in a few different ways, but there's only one answer. And the answer is that he felt bad. You could say it with words that mean more than that, but ultimately there is only one answer to that question. So what we're trying to do is questions that make us think and have an opinion and say what we feel. So I've given you a couple of documents. One is about open-ended questions. They begin with who, what, when, where, why, how, tell me about, or explain to me. So they're good starters. Some examples, some other starters that you could have. And then another set from some general open-ended question starters there. So we're trying to come up with 4 questions about this text. I guess the only thing I could say is if you write your questions, then try them out on somebody and check with somebody who's hanging around your house and say, do you think there's more than one answer to this question? Perhaps try them out on somebody else. The rest of your hour is just for quiet reading and putting into your reading log, and I'll see you next week.